This past February, I had the opportunity to meet with 2,000 Jewish teens from 24 different countries to spend Shabbat weekend together. While all of us came from different places, we all share Jewish religion, culture, and though we all came from 24 different countries, we were all able to connect with each other through our shared language of Hebrew. The connection to my people was an incredible experience. That one weekend, we were all able to come together and share a common culture. When I came home, I began to think, why can't we have this opportunity more often? Why can't people all over the world have the same opportunity? In Judaism, every 7 years is a Hakel year, meaning a year of unity, and we shall participate in a special mitzvah or good deed to bring the community together. As my mitzvah to contribute to this Hakel year, if I knew I couldn't fail, I would create a community center for immigrant families to share a common culture and language. The culture and traditions we have in our homes define who we are, and language is our means of communicating them. In a foreign country, it is easy to feel alone and isolated because people don't share the same connection to culture and language. However, a community center would allow immigrants to connect with people who share the same culture and develop their own community, even though they may be hundreds, possibly thousands of miles away from home. Immigrants often face discrimination because their culture is different and are forced to assimilate into the new society. These centers create a home for immigrant families to practice their traditional culture with others that share similar interests and values without fear of being discriminated. It would allow them to celebrate their culture as unique and different instead of hide away in fear and shame and blend in with the rest of society. According to the U.S. Census Bureau for 2010 to 2014, it reports that 15.2% of Cobb County residents are foreign-born immigrants. Many of these immigrants find it difficult to continue their culture and assimilate with the new society. However, a community center that provides programs to help immigrants find a home and balance their traditional culture and the new society's culture can bring many benefits. Research shows that immigrants that practice in a group learning and events with their culture have a stronger family bond. This extra family bond leads to more support for success in school and in the workforce. These centers will help immigrants maintain their identity for success in the new society. Language is a barrier that many immigrants face. A center built just for one culture group with a shared language allows for its members to feel heard and understood. Because all 2,000 of us were able to speak Hebrew, we could talk for hours about the countries we came from, discuss world issues, dance and sing in the street, and share our love of Israel. This shared language made sure we were all heard. We were all united as a whole. Similarly, a community center would provide experiences for its members to share experiences in a common language and strengthen cultural bonds by being able to communicate with the other members. A community center would also be able to provide services to help decrease conflict with language barriers. Tutoring programs to learn English for school and work can help immigrants overcome the obstacles they face in getting jobs and gaining access to higher education by increasing communication with the new society they live in. In honor of this Hakel year, the Community Center for Cobb County, Beit HaHakel, or House of Unity, would stress a focus on developing friendships with people that share a common culture and language. There is something special in the connection with people that share the same culture and language. This is because there's that one person who understands you and your cultural values. That one group of people allows you to not feel alone. Being placed in an unfamiliar area with an unfamiliar language causes immigrants to feel isolated. A community center that shares a common culture and language helps immigrants communicate on the same level of cultural and language understanding. These centers will allow immigrants to continue thousands of years of culture and traditions even though they are far away from home.